That feels weird. I mean,
Snap is an undying counter. You pew pew the tombstone.
yes,
So
that's true. You do
You
pew
pew
pew.
pew the tombstone.
you do.
Pango's just a hero with like 500 health, so when you lane him into an undying, he goes to 300 health, and suddenly it's really impossible to just do anything.
Yeah, and the IOs, like, if that is their lane, but it probably is Snap 4, right? I'd imagine. Pango plus Snap, IO 5.
Probably.
Yeah. Leshmit.
The Pango pick in any realm makes sense. Like if you, what could be picked up to make it make more sense?
They don't really have much more to pick, right? Like, it's just like a team fighter. First, TA is annoyed if she gets, you know, disarmed. But I also see TA just kill Pango while he's rolling if she buys a BKB pretty quickly. Not a huge fan of the Pango pick. It must just be like a comfort pick for other players.
Also just really good right now in general with the diffusal blade.
It is, yeah.
build.
Bad versus Weaver too, so like I'm just
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all in this game, but
Alright, so we're liking everything else except for the Pango pick here. On the side of Fnatic, is this, you know, they have to pick a stun here. It's almost a necessity now.
Yeah, I mean they don't have to, but
It's gonna be weird if they don't.
it'll just be one of those games where like you have to win all 3 lanes if you have no stuns because you don't really have any play options. Like you just gotta win your lanes, take Roche, and end the game. That's how like these matchups work if you don't pick stuns. And they're gonna pick a stun. That's a good stun too.
kind of weird though. You have like no setup on your team whatsoever, so he's kind of like has to be the one that sets up on.
Yeah, he's just he'll probably die a lot in this game. This isn't gonna be like one of those storm games that's free and he's just gonna follow up and go beyond godlike. He's just his job is just to get in there, get a pool, go back, reset, or just die after he gets the pool. We'll see.
I mean, Pango, if he goes the like, if he doesn't go to Fizzle, if he goes the Yules and the Blink and the Shard, I mean, yeah, he can die to like TA with BKB, but he also provides like a lot of lockdown for Storm or TA in a fight.
Yeah,
It's like a little scary.
that's just Pango in a nutshell. Just laning stage matters so much. We'll just have to see if he manages to have a good lane. And I wonder if there's anything creative they can do here by putting like Pango 4 and Snap position 3, right? To give him a better chance at the laning stage.
10 seconds
Love a good Snap Farm. Maybe it's even Snap Farm. No, it's not Snap Farm. It is a Lewis track. I don't know why I was going for. I mean, I think I've seen Bob play it, so that's why I thought. But yeah, no, he's playing Lesh this game.
Hey, maybe Lesh is gonna see another lane.
I just don't see a world where this Pango isn't offlane, and it's just I just pray for him. Good luck. I mean, Io and Lesh are gonna be the main like focal point of Execrations early to mid anyway. So as long as he has a good game, they can do a lot. I think like TA is gonna want to farm jungle and stuff. If they're able to invade with like Roll and Lesh Io, it's really scary, right? She could die a lot. She could struggle to farm.
Dan
Yeah.
King is that final ban for Execration as well, so still focusing more on those stuns.
Get rid of Jams' awesome Brewmaster. He's so good at it. What's better than one panda?
3.
4.
3. 4 something. I don't know about 4. I don't like the Void's panda very much.
You don't like him?
No, I think he's like kind of the ugly cousin that kind of came over for lunch and you didn't.
But it's
really
still
wanna
better
meet.
than
It's
3.
It's like when you're going out somewhere and your mom's like, you have to take your little brother.
Yeah, and you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I really don't want to. He kind of like eats his own boogers. That's the Void
That's
panda.
the boy panda.
Yeah, I was gonna suggest Terrorblade because like they wanted something versus TA, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking PL, but no, PL kind of a trash hero, bad for Storm too. But CK similar, like you're going for a hero that just like has illusions versus the TA, burn that refaction very quickly. I do like the pick. And
Good stun as well, in comparison to Fnatic's lack of.
yeah, I mean they're pretty limited here. Like there's still some good stuns left, but the problem is when you get into this position, like I need a good stun that's also good. Is there a Tidehunter?
The Timber?
Oh, you just
Yeah.
I mean I don't like it, but
I don't like it. But
Voices
it
of
might
them are
be
in the
fine in
pool?
the lane.
it's gonna feed to the whole game to Leshrac, the Snap. There's no way.
Everything's gonna feed to their heroes. You either
Then pick-
feed in the
then
lane to CK or you feed in
Then
the
pick
game
a
to
Tide,
Lesh.
have a good stun,
Doesn't
and
that,
you're also good versus the CK.
doesn't Leshrac kill you as Tide? I mean, yeah, I agree though. Tide would be great. LC. LC.
Look, it might not be a stun,
It is a
but it's a
stun.
lockdown.
It's literally a
technically
stun.
not a stun. It's a lockdown, but you know, semantics. So I'm gonna bring in GoDz and Ares, and I'm gonna ask them to argue whether you think it's a stun or a lockdown.
Stun is a lockdown, is it not?
Yes.
But
But is LC a stun or a lockdown?
Yeah, but is a duel a stun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a stun? Because technically it's not, because they're still attacking. So
You know, it is not a stun. You're right.
I don't like that.
Can't
I
be
don't
that
like
way.
the narrative. I hate
It's
Australians.
a lockdown. It's not a stun. You're right clicking. It's a lockdown.
that's at least 3 in favor of it not being a stun. I'm sorry, sheep.
Okay, you know, I concede. You guys are right.
That was easy. But do you guys like the last LC pick at All Gods?
I think it's okay. I think it gives them some way to kind of just jump in and try blow somebody up with the TA following it up. But I still don't think this Chaos Knight's been addressed very well. I feel like Aries actually called the CK pick, and I'm just like, dude, this CK just doesn't have any answers really. It feels so. I feel like Fnatic could have some problems.
Well, you guys, do you think this is going to go to game 3, or is it going to be a 2-0?
I want to ride or die with Execration.
Okay.
I'm feeling it.
Okay. And what about you, Fio?
I think Fnatic isn't playing smooth enough to make a draft like this work. I think if this LC does not have a good time and falls behind, their draft is kind of doomed.
Well, I'm interested to see how this plays out as game number 2 is underway. Please take it away, GoDz and Aries.
Thank you very much, Nat. And yeah, Parker, where are you kind of putting your chips in a game like this? Do you feel like Execration have what it takes to get the 2-0, or do Fnatic's line up? Can they make it work?
I'm going to lean Execration. I think Io Leshrac has proven a few times this combo is just really hard to beat. The Chaos Knight pick, you mentioned it just looks so good this game. And I think, you know, I would maybe go Fnatic if this was game 1, or if we'd seen Fnatic playing just more solid Dota. But Fnatic haven't been playing very well. So, I'll agree with the panel. I don't know if you do too, Aries. Are we gonna fully jinx Execration here?
Well, see, this thing, I want a game 3, but I also don't want to be wrong because I've been wrong way too many times. But at least it's not. It doesn't matter if I'm wrong with you because there's nothing really on the line apart from kind of just pride. I want a game 3, so can I go with that? Can I go with game 3?
Sure. I'm not hearing like the logic behind it, but you know.
Oh, come on, just game 3. There's logic there. I want to cast more. I want more games. That's it.
More Dota.
I think Io Lesh's. I've seen Io Storm, Io Lesh, and I think they are by far the best pairings. I'm a big fan right now of actually first phasing your mid pairing or your offlane pairing, whether it's like a Mars, a Night Stalker, or we've seen kind of the Io Storm that Talon's doing a lot, and Lesh fulfills that similar role. I think it is a little bit better on Dire, just that side of the map is naturally better to farm camps at a rapid rate, so I think that's something that should be mentioned, but this is a ridiculous combo, and I don't know if they've addressed it.
Yeah, in Storm, good hero, very good hero, getting on top of Io. I think the key against playing against Io drafts is always having that hero to jump the backline, kill the Io. You don't want to be focusing all your efforts on that frontline hero unless you're 100% sure you can blow them up before any kind of relocate save comes in. So I think the Storm was a good pick, but I could see Ormel also struggling a bit this game. His lane against Leshrac could be a little rough, and if Lesh gets an early Yule Scepter, there's a lot of kill threat on the Ormel Storm.
And I think addressing the concerns about the Legion, I too am a bit worried about how this lane's going to fare. You've got a lot of damage as top lane first blood. It's going to be Januel picking us up. The Panama worried about this. The Pangolier into the Undying, even though it is an agi hero, but still the melee is quite a concern, and Januel shows why.
Yeah, Sheepa plays a lot of off lane, and you know, you get that experience playing against Undying. You know which heroes you do not want to play against the Undying, and yeah, one decay, Pango gets down to 500 health. Another one, he's down to like 400, so you melt very quickly.
I actually thought it was gonna go. I thought it was gonna go okayish because Io can just break a lane concept. So it looked like now with the level 2s, Januel and Raven's gonna use this. Oh my. What? Oh, Tina's health pool evaporates. Does he die to the? Oh my.
That's just one melt. I think the thing is, Io's good with offlaners that have like, I don't know, that pack more of a punch, I would say. Like, I don't think you want to play Io in the offlane with a 3 position that's playing the lane defensively. Usually you see Io with Night Stalker, with Slardar. Pango just doesn't play as offensive. It would be fine if there wasn't Undying, but...
Genzo's... Oh, they get a 2-second stun!
Okay.
Palos, high rolls, and that's all they need. They do trade the life, so Jabs... Oh, honestly, you're probably happy with that. Like, Jabs getting a kill is pretty big, because we were a little bit worried on how he would shape up, and I think it was Fear that said he had to have a good lane for Fnatic to get off to the start they're looking for.
Yeah, I think the solo XP is kind of nice for Jabs there, so as you say, you're okay with this. It's one of those trades which it's pretty even. Both sides lose a hero that can then TP back to lane, bring some more regen, so doesn't really impact the lane too much when you trade kills like that.
Action-packed start that we do have. A little bit more about the Legion and kind of his role in this game. I really like having a hero that can actually utilize the bonus attack speed with press the attack, and I think they well and truly have that with the Templar Assassin, who's just going to look to do TA things, and I think it's also really good against the Pangoli who relies on chain control. Like, you want to, and I think more than likely Tino is going to, blink, Agshard, potential yours if he needs the extra control, but you need the first stun and then to be in an area where you can find the second one, and a press the attack can kind of disrupt that, and all of a sudden the Pango, his Rolling Thunder usage is almost wasted just by one press the attack.
Yeah. The nice thing is you can't get the free BKB from the Ag shard anymore. You have to get level 25, similar to what we saw with the Puck, but even just the instant dispel can be really solid to prevent any kind of chain stun combo from coming out. So we'll see how it plays out. Definitely, you're going to get your Pango into a position where he can impact the game there, like get his blink, get his initiation items up, and right now Execration, struggling for him to have a lane because of this Undying.
Undying just bodying Tino and Shanks. See, they're trying to get a little bit of farm up top, but Januel is just giving free farm over to his Templar Assassin.
As far as the other lanes go, mid lane, I gotta say, being destroyed. Armel, 23-4 to the 9-4 in Ledge. This, I legit do not think this lane should go this way. I'm not a mid player, I'm gonna be honest, but this Lesh should be fine versus Storm. Lesh should be good versus Storm.
Yeah, no, from what I've heard as well, I've always been very big fans of the Leshrac versus Storm, not only in the lane, but also as the game goes on, because like you said, the yours is a great answer, but Armel, another dodge on the split earth, and that's just, those stuns were landing from Bob in the prior game, and that was huge for him to be able to have a really good early start, but they also didn't block the small camp, which is where Armel has gotten a lot of his last hits too.
Yep. And now I think, because the mid lane's going poorly, Execration rotates supports and secured both runes. Well, one went to a support, but Armel doesn't get to refill his bottle while Bob does, so this mid lane gets a little trickier. Down bottom, some tower dives happening.
Yeah, Fnatic, another 2-second stun. Palos, what's going on? Palos, he's getting lucky. My guy's got to go a little bit of gambling here. Go to the casino. Getting some stuns like that. Luck's on your side, Palos.
Oh, yeah. I'm a bit sad because the CK stuns are not, like, it's not the 1, 2, 3, 4 anymore, because there's all like the decimal points in there now. It says 2, but I'm like, is that really a 2-second stun, Valve? I want to see some decimals.
No. Hang on. We got the spring cleaning. Lucky for us. Oh, well, this is a great time to be alive for a Dota enjoyer.
Very true. I love the...
Armel's got level 6 with DJ here. They're not going to die, Bob. Will they? Armel's going to think about it. Bob's got Shanks to be able to step in. And even Januel's going to rotate. Woo! That Decay doing so much damage. They won't have Armel to follow up, but Shanks has got 2 heroes directly on top of him behind the T1 tower. But look at this rotation, Park. This is a ridiculous amount of damage on the tower.
Like, recognizing, again, this goes back to that mid lane being so one-sided. We saw last game, a mid lane can swing based on who hits 6 first. In that situation, they hit 6 together, and Leshrac didn't get the kill. This time, Leshrac gets level 6 after the Storm. Storm just jumps in, gets these kills, and may not get the T1 tower, but is getting a lot of damage onto it here. The Siege Wagon's still not addressed. Bob finally hits 6 to clear the creeps. Just big damage coming out.
And it's a lot of time just away from the side lanes where we're continuing to see the Legion get at least a decent amount of... He's lower than the Chaos Knight, but the fact that GoDz is actually having a good lane, or okayish lane, I think is a big thing for Fnatic.
Yeah, I think for Fnatic, they're going to still want to make some more moves pretty soon. Some of these side lanes, despite mid going so well, the side lanes have actually started to swing back Execration's way. All it took was Pango to get a few levels. He's being a lot of solo XP, so he has that level 6 now. Only level 3 on Shanks' Io, but when Rolling Thunder's in play, suddenly TA doesn't feel safe in the lane and has gone back to the jungle very early on. So definitely a bit of a concern for Fnatic that Raven is forced to jungle so soon.
I actually wonder... Oh, hold that thought. Is bottom lane Fnatic have TP'd in Armel and DJ. They'd love the kill on Palos. 1200 health is really not the easiest person to get rid of, though. And it looks like they're not going to run into them. So I am intrigued to see what Pango goes for, considering he's actually had a decent lane. Like she was saying, it's a good diffusal game versus the TA, so the double tick on refraction, versus the Storm Spirit. And Dying's got a really low mana pool, so does the Legion. But also you might need to fulfill the role of being the initiator, because they kind of lack that.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to definitely see that. You know, on both sides, I think when it comes to initiation, there's, you know, only 1 or 2 key heroes that can really do it. You're looking at the Legion for Fnatic, and then on the Execration side, yeah, the Pangolier with his Blink Dagger timing is going to be kind of what they look for. You know, CK has the stun, but I don't think he's going to be the one charging and going for a Blink Dagger. He's going to be looking to kind of play behind and be using himself more as a meat shield.
It looks like now finally 8 minutes in, Fnatic going to start making some stacks for their Templar Assassin by the triangle. Just something that Radiant have not addressed so far. Bob's got an Arcane. So this is... I really want to see Execration do something with this rune now for Bob.
Yeah, they keep securing these runes. They've done a really good job with the rune control. Even when it was water runes, they were rotating supports, so... we'll see if they get aggressive, because they've managed to get a smallish lead off of the lane stage. And, you know, level 4 Edict with a level 8 Leshrac, it's time to rotate to your strong heroes and your strong side lanes and try and take some of these early towers. Up top is where Execration think they can get an early T1, but they're losing mid. So Bob wants to go top, but because of how low this tower is, they're going to defend it.
And they got Vincenzo nearby. Cookie to maybe reposition. Genuo with the one more right click for the zombie.
Oh no, he didn't see it.
It's level 3 as well on the Tombstone, and Armel, what a dodge. There's little mana that he had left to miss out on the stun, and now they're going to move in with the Jewel. You'd love to get your first victory of the game, and they do. Fnatic, all guns are blazing in our second game.
Yeah. DJ sniped the tower in the backline.
Okay.
All right.
Level 8 on the Pango. That's max out Swashbuckle, and that's another thing you're probably not expecting to be such a high level early.
Yeah, usually it's been the Shield Crash build that's at least become a bit more popular on the Pango, but just shreds through them with that Orb of Corrosion. Still, I mean, until that last bit, Fnatic were thrilled with it. I think they're still going to walk away like, yeah, we took the T1 mid tower, we killed the Leshrac, we only lost our supports. Yeah, it was a bit silly and we didn't need to go diving there, but ultimately it's really big move from Fnatic, killing Leshrac as he defends the tower there. And so much goes back to that 5-minute move where Fnatic almost took the T1 mid because of how low it was. Leshrac, he didn't get a chance. He was smoking up top to go for a kill plus a T1 tower, but they don't get to make that move because of Fnatic pressuring mid.
This is now giving Execration an opportunity to take their first tower of the game. Hello stepping in should give him almost the gold for the armlet to be completed. And Fnatic haven't really answered their own call to bottom. This tower is really not under pressure, especially with Tino trying to clean up the wave.
Yeah, I think Fnatic are happy to just greed it up a bit right now. Raven's TA just farming the jungle, farming some stacks. He's approaching that top net worth. Despite getting pushed out of the lane, he's kind of back in this. I mean, he was never out of the game, but, you know, TA is a hero you want, top of the net worth, and that's where TA is now.
They want to play bottom. Tino's set up in the tree line. They would love to have level 6 on Shanks. They're trying to give him solo experience.
GoDz is trying to find him. He's chopping trees.
It's such a hard position to find in this little nook.
Yeah, it's really clever from Tino.
And now they've arrived.
GoDz thinks there's no one down here. But, okay. Now, I think they saw the Leshrac rotating in. Like, okay, if Leshrac's walking the lane, that means somebody like Tino is going to be underneath the tower.
Yep, there we go. Level 6 on Shanks now with the Tome, so you do have this potential of the +2. It's like Fnatic gonna evade the area, which is Parker a lot of space for Raven. Top of the net worth, and Templar Assassin has gone uncontested.
Yeah, Fnatic, I mean, it's TA strats, it's always around like, you know, it's like a 15 to 20 minute timing where you've got your Dragonlance, Blink Desert, maybe you try and take Roshan, get play with Aegis, and you want other heroes that kind of combo with that timing. They're going to have a good timing on Jabs' Blink for the Legion Commander. Storm, we'll see which way Storm goes. We've seen a bit of Orchid still being picked up. It definitely doesn't feel quite as nice with like the new build-up for the Orchid, but it's still a good item. But there's also potential for like a greedier, like Sange type build as well.
This is a game, though, where we're seeing the Leshrac not excel in net worth as definitely what we saw last game and what we often see from IOs. With the, you know, Shanks was posturing mainly towards top to play with the Chaos Knight, so a little bit concerned on Bob's net worth at the moment because I was really expecting the IO Lesh to have a better start than what they have. Yeah, mass TPs, jump drop down. Bob's got the hood freshly completed. They're even just going to straight away relocate out. They want no shenanigans at this fight.
Will they fight this? They've got 4 heroes and a 5th on the way. Tino's a little far. Yep.
You need Tino for this. They're going to lay down the Mortimer Kisses. So they won't have this now for the further fight, but it will deter Fnatic from getting the return kill. Even a Tombstone.
Okay.
It's 200.
No kisses for this fight. That's a lot of your magic damage output taken away. So Fnatic want to try and re-engage now. They've got to be worried about the Rolling Thunder. But they can, if they bring 5, they can probably defend this one. And now Raven just wants to split push bottom.
There's the roll up. Oh, Undying just getting melted down. Tino finds the Storm Sword as well with a second bounce back. Tino's Rolling Thunder. Creating too much chaos for Fnatic to deal with. And now the tower will drop along with them.
So nice from Tino, using the blink to come back and catch the Storm. DJ's trying to hide on the backlines here, but what a play from Tino. Last game was Queen of Pain, this time is Pango. He is having a great showing.
So taking the Ancients away and blocking up the camp. So now Raven's not going to have this area for at least the next 30 seconds. So not only do they take the tier 1 and the fight, but a little bit of economic damage as well against Fnatic.
Okay, they're just looking to bounce right back. They lose a fight. They say, okay, let's go. No Rolling Thunder for a little bit. Phantasm, relocate. A lot of cooldowns for about 20
it's
seconds.
Up in 5, though.
Yeah.
Relocate. That's a huge one to dodge the duel. Do it, bud.
They've got to be quick about this. They've got relocate, but there's the big one, maybe Rolling Thunder being on cooldown. They know that's just one less control for Storm.
Not starting. Jabs is the follow-up. Someone needs to cancel the relocate. Maybe the damage is enough, and it is. Another duel victory for Jabs, and now DJ's also hunting Vincenzo with a long zip. Armel looks to get involved, and that is a streak as well.
He's trying to TP. Shanks? Shanks, does he TP out? No.
Oh. Is that? Okay, no Dessa.
I think if you get the exact same, like, millisecond with the TP, you can time. I'm not sure how it works exactly. I feel like I've seen that before in the past. I don't know if it was ever.
Yeah, I have, yeah. Similar. I'm not sure if it was fixed or changed. I don't know if is fixed the right word. I don't know if it was a bug or not, but
you know, features with Dota. I mean, TPs are expensive though. 100 gold. I feel like people used to try it when TPs cost like 50 gold, but for support, that always is a hit on any kind of item progression. But great job by.
Another duel. Raven with the blink to follow up. Now you're bleeding kills away. Third victory for Jabs, and they're all important to enable him to scale into the later stages.
Yeah, I really like what we've seen from Fnatic over the last couple of minutes, just actively making that smoke move right when the Rolling Thunder was down. They also find Pangolier alone. I think just getting a little bit overconfident, thinking maybe Jewel was still on cooldown. And Fnatic just stringing together a nice couple of key kills on Leshrac and Pango, plus all those support kills. So gold very quickly adding up, and the TA timing is coming fast. Deso is almost complete. Then the BKB will be coming out. Even pre-BKB, you're more than happy to fight when you've got the Storm with full mana and almost a BKB of his own.
And Execration, they need to recognize this, that the vision has to be placed around Roshan now, because if you lose a fight near this area, then Fnatic are going to instantly move in, get a couple kills, then Roshan all of a sudden this game, it could be in a position where it's very difficult to come back.
They're setting up top. They saw Palos farming. They've got the Storm catching. He's going to go zipping in.
He does have Shanks behind. He's charging up the relocate. TJ's trying to catch him. Oh, nice attempt. They had the ward, but let's see. Still, these pickoffs can help with Roshan.
They may want to
Meanwhile,
fight
the
this.
river, Bob and Vincenzo just run straight into the Snapfire. Now with the numbers disadvantage, Mortimerkiss is once again laid down, but there's no follow-up with it. And Totino, Agshard revealed. He's got a structure to be able to bounce back on, but that's where Jabs can disrupt the combination. Now Tino! Oh, that's too deep of an attempt under the T2 tower. They got the
Everyone's too
multi-shot as
deep.
well, so the Phantasms, illusions just melt under the pressure. And Palos, well, there's going to be no helper. Maybe Bob can step in. Shakes, there's the assistance, but he still ends up dropping. The armlet toggle's not enough as Raven's out to safety once again. The pressed attack providing the save. They've got the stun to cancel off one life, and now Vincenzo will fall by the outpost. And DJ makes it a team wipe as Fnatic now can move this advantage to the Roche pit.
Their eyes just got way too big for their stomachs, or perhaps, you know, their swords here. Execration just, you know, they just got blood hungry. They saw these kills, they were like, oh yeah, we're going to relocate back in, but I think smart call from Fnatic. They disengaged well enough that the Rolling Thunder was mostly wasted. He did catch up to the Storm. We'll see it again here. But at some point, they would dive in the tier 2 tower. Like, he should not have chased. Once Storm zips away, after your Agshard reveal, you just got to say, okay, we're not catching him. Let's wait, reset, and wait for the next Rolling Thunder to come up, because that was just a huge bait from Fnatic.
And this is really scary now because we got BKBs coming out shortly for Fnatic. Jabs is got one component. I believe Storm Spirits rush the BKB. Yep, so he's already has his completed. Raven's going BKB next item as well. And that's all of Bob's damage completely
Rolling Thunder
negated.
mid.
Oh, he misses.
Juking. Nice little try there.
They smoke now? Because that is a big ulti. That's pretty much all of their initiation.
Dire are scanning.
I feel like
to bottom's
Tino's-
the call.
I feel like Tino's becoming like the 50-50 eternal envy of the SCA offlane. Some plays are amazing and some leave you scratching your head.
Well, it's tricky when you have that in your position 2 player as well. Bob, he can have hot games where it just takes
I would-
over. Like,
I was saying Tino.
oh, I know. I'm saying for both though.
Yeah,
No,
both.
I'm saying when you got 2 people like that.
Yeah. I mean, game 1, Bob took over this. He's just very low in farm, and I don't think it's because he's been shut down. I think he just got owned in lane when he shouldn't have, and then in the mid game, he like that TP mid to the tier 1 to defend where he just dies, like really messed him up.
Nice placement from Jab. Sees the TP in from Tino, so they have the recognition to get out. Even a Phantasm still. I guess just maybe the farm from Palos.
They're chasing, but Observer Ward scouts everything, so no surprises for Fnatic. He's happy to disengage, and once they see, you know, everybody kind of split up, they may go back for this bush or try and find a kill. They've still got 3 minutes of this Aegis, so they can kind of use Raven as a bait on the front lines here.
Oh man, look at the wards. Again for Fnatic.
Vision.
Not only
Yeah.
that, but the traps as well, the Weaver to scout. You just have so much information that Execration can't really find. And Jab's
Jewel
gonna
in the
jump.
trees.
Tino, really nice reactions
Oh.
for the Sir, but he gets to Jewel. What's going on?
What the hell?
Oh, he gets some distance away from Raven, but still loses his life. Such an awkward animation.
Yeah, I feel like I've never seen that before. Dueling mid-rolling thunder. But I was going to say, this tier 2 tower is big because now they can claim this enemy outpost, and then they've got like the full control of this bottom
Knock high
jungle.
ground? Yeah, they're gonna knock.
Force TPs.
Alright.
I don't think they take racks. If no one defends, of course they do, but this is just to basically say, hey, you guys can't be greedy and just farm our jungle, top and mid. You guys are going to come back and defend. Yeah, so
Okay.
you force the TPs, and then Fnatic will go back to, okay, we're going to now build up a bigger gold lead. The whole idea is you want to keep Execration trapped in their pen, their base, and you get to farm the entire map. You don't want to give them room to get out and outfarm you.
See both sides instantly trying to move to Radiant's Triangle though. A key position now with everyone showing bot. So the next real position for them to be is moving to top, and the Triangle is kind of that highway to get there.
See if Fnatic look to make a play towards that triangle. For now, They're smoking up. Yeah, I think this is usually where they're going to be either headed, trying to connect with their TA who's top. So Raven's probably hoping he can push this T1 tower and then just find some kills around this enemy Ancients. But so far, Execration reading the map very well. They're farming down bottom. They're avoiding all of these Fnatic moves, which, you know, end of the day, are still helping Fnatic. They're taking these towers. They're getting objectives. They're out farming Execration, but they really are hoping to get more out of this Aegis.
Radiant's top tower is under
And
attack.
at the end of the day, this is a Templar assassin who is arguably one of the still somehow most stupidest heroes, and Raven is off to a flying start.
Yeah. TA's a hero, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Funnily didn't get, you know, too addressed by the 731 patch.
Odd. Where's Shanks? He's waiting the
there.
wings. There's that relocate.
Oh, they got more.
Doesn't put Bob too far away, so Armor can still zip on forward. They just get the jewel. Oh no, Shanks. Oh, I thought he relocated back to base, but still Fnatic find both. They're now top lane. Raven solo killing Tino. Gets the high roll, and oh no, the help of the Brigand's Blade not even helping out on Tino. That is starting to get a bit out of control here.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of having their way, at least as far as the cores go. Storm and TA just both seem somewhat uncounted here. You know, you talked about the lockdown, the stuns on both sides. Execration, they're a bit lacking, and against heroes like Storm and TA, I think that it's almost become a bigger deal. Like Fnatic, their main stun being, or lockdown being the Legion jewel, isn't an issue because none of these heroes require any kind of crazy lockdown.
Radiant's top
It's
tower is
the
under
Fnatic
attack.
heroes where you need control to deal with the Storm TA.
Second T2 tower now claimed for Fnatic. They've gotten so much out of this Aegis, probably more than what they were expecting. 7,000 net worth lead, and they are still in perfect position to continue taking these fights.
Cookie mate.
Okay.
See jabs almost with a BKB completed. He's still gonna, he's gotten a lot of dual damage and will happily transition into a core Legion, but he still has to remember, I think, that his primary job is still going to be that kind of utility. Let's save my core, who, the Storm or the TA, who gets gone on with the press the attack. I don't think he can just start thinking like, okay, I'm a frontline carry with my bonus dual damage. Otherwise, you really expose your Storm and TA if you don't have that save for them.
Well, Pelos just finding his next item. That's a big one in the Skadi, but do you feel like it really changes the storyline much?
No, not on its own. I think for Execration to change the storyline, they're going to need to
Radiant's
find a
top
big
tower
team
is under
fight,
attack.
utilize this Rolling Thunder. Very difficult because all these BKBs, triple BKBs up on the Fnatic side. But, I think the thing with CK is the Skadi and what, a farm CK does is he gives you the damage to fight into these BKBs and still kill some heroes.
Radiant are scanning.
Reading, they do have the ward by their own triangle, so they will see the movements from Fnatic. By themselves have a very strong ward in the area. See how cautious both sides are.
Rolling
Never
Thunder.
start. It's only on the Weaver. The most valuable pickoff. That's where Jabs can try and offer some safety. Now the duel out. They're targeting the left track, and Shanks is already locked onto his own teammate with a tether, so there's no way to keep him alive as Armel. Zipping out to safety, but Raven's had a free fight. Is now aiming up Pelos. Look at the relocate out fast enough. No, he doesn't. Pelos! Oh no!
Man down. Oh, left behind. They're looking for the relocate. They found it. Okay, Ravens found it. I was about to say they were struggling, but they've got it now. Shanks still gets the tether off, but Armel
was going to pop BKB for this, but there's no really way to kill him off through the duration. Now it's just time for all of Fnatic to dive as Raven will join them under the tier 4 towers. Just chilling.
Yeah.
Look
All
at
right,
Jabs.
Still Snapfire you got to worry about. Yeah, Jab's doing what he can to help his team out. These fights just... It looks one-sided in the end, but it's very close to killing off the Storm there. Armel was zipping in and out on like 10% health, somehow staying alive. And unfortunately, yeah, they just don't get the kind of... I don't know, Rolling Thunder initiation onto the support Weaver just doesn't seem like the best target, particularly when DJ can just buy back and time-lapse in, and he doesn't even need somewhere to TP to because of the time-lapse.
that is your big ultimate that you need to lock down someone like a Storm or a Templar Assassin, not this just Weaver that you're expending your big ultimate for and not getting much value out of it. So it's a concern on Execration.
Feels like Execration need to fight like with a bit more finesse because of all these BKBs that they can't really answer. Like they need to poke in and out, try to bait out the BKBs, or at least chip away at heroes.
Just eyeing Bob top. Early BKB, but long zip in. His armor blocks off the retreat path. And they're even going to lay down the tombstone just in case a further fight breaks out. Tino, in and out he goes, too late to the party with the Rolling Thunder. And this is really the weakness that we see often with an IO draft. You need to kind of run over games, have the map to play with just so you can get pickoff after pickoff. Because the hero lacks team fight. And they didn't really address that. You got Rolling Thunder, you got Mortimer Kisses, but Fnatic have an overwhelming amount, especially this Tombstone. Like Fear was saying in the draft, you drop Tombstone and I just can't team fight into that, and it's a big concern.
Yeah, it just feels like Execration too much on the back foot when their early to mid game needed to go a lot more smoother. They just didn't really get the value they were hoping for. I feel like this Leshrac and Pango never really syncing up. We never really saw IO Leshrac as a combo this game. That was kind of the core of their draft, and they just didn't really make plays together as a team, as a duo.
Yeah, from what I've seen with that duo, it's been a lot of just... One, it's been dire, which I really believe it's hard to tell how much it's going to affect, but dire just get a lot more camps to be able to farm at the same time, and we didn't see that. We also didn't see Io actually playing with the Lesh to amplify his farm early, which is, when I've been seeing this pairing in the first phase, that's who you play with early. So I don't know, I can't tell, of course, the inner works and how much it's going to affect them. We don't kind of get that metric, but it's meant that Bob just hasn't had a game where he excelled like he did in game one.
Yeah. I know you touched on it earlier, but I really feel like that time early game where Leshrac was smoking top to go push the T1 tower with our back and one thing, he TP's mid and dies. That play right there just almost ruins the Leshrac's game entirely. Set him back so far.
Jabs is even hunting for Shanks.
Oh, they found Palos.
To relocate, he's trying to guess his positioning. Oh, what? No, again? What did he
was out of range, I think he was out of range for the tether. It looked sus, but I think he was actually just maybe out of range.
Okay. Oh, and they're gonna get the jewel too. The cherry on top, 150 damage. Give all the laughs you want as Fnatic. They are in prime position to be able to send this to a game 3.
Yep. We're gonna see if maybe now is high ground time. They've got the second Aegis. Rolling Thunder. Tino just looking to clear out some creeps. Any glyph? You betcha. And Tino's gonna be careful. That right click. Yeah, he live with the A on disc. He didn't TP though, so he's gonna keep running. He's fine. He's running pretty
Radiant's bottom tower.
Assembled the Aeon though. He was worried that they were that last click from Raven. Who knows, man?
The creep wave's chasing. What the bottom creep wave? What's happening? It's headed the wrong direction. Now your creeps are just headed backwards. They were chasing the Pango. Okay, now they're coming back. All right.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Thanks. Like, where's our creeps going?
They're Rolling Thunder though, so there's no way to enter the fight. Full set of barracks. Now mid lane, zip in, they're onto Palos. Doesn't have any way to prevent this Spirit Vessel. It's such a nuisance. There's now the duel back off cooldown. No buyback on Palos. Tino's trying to do whatever he can with the roll-up, but that's doing nothing. It's Fnatic. This is looking like it might just be all she wrote here in our second game.
I mean, you're killing heroes in duel. The enemy carry through the IO sustain. That is usually where you know things are pretty bloody grim. Plus 180 damage. Yeah, you can't. Nobody can frontline. Even with an IO sitting there with a tether mech and a potential relocate out, it just feels like anybody in the front is just dying if they get dueled. So things are a bit beyond grim here, and we may be entering GG territory soon. We'll have to figure out if Execration G keys are working today. But they want. I mean, it's not quite over yet. They'll play it out. But
they won't get the full set of barracks. No, not the catapult. Oh. All right, they will get the full set of barracks.
It's the rain. It wasn't healing anyways. But yeah. I mean, this is, yeah, all happening. Still have Aegis for a minute. I guess you probably bought enough time that they're not going to be able to get mega creeps. And Execration say, stuff it. Let's just go for the Hail Mary. We'll smoke out, make a play, Aegis or not. You could do something that completely catches Fnatic by surprise, and they seem to think smoking out is that.
See
It's
DJ
just a
under
Weaver.
ward.
Yeah, they might kill him.
See if they do. Cookie
They
for the
make a
chain
team wipe in the
control. Can they get the
process,
time lapse off? Well, unable to do so, but that's where Fnatic now with the reinforcements showing up. Armo revealing the Aghanim's, and now Legion's running through Bob's Leshak, and 3 for 1 doesn't feel like a worthy trade.
No. Not team wiped in the process, just losing 3. But yeah, that's like you see this support and it's like, okay, TA is just going to run into anyone because she's got BKB and will happily take this fight. Armel's got his global mobility from the Ball Lightning. Can't blame. I like, you know, on some level that Execration are going for a let's smoke out and try kill somebody kind of play because this game is 99% lost, so they may as well try play to win rather than just chill and sit back and give Fnatic the win. But you know, expectedly it goes horribly for them.
Dota Plus is saying there's a 0% chance, so if you can pull this one out of Execration.
It's like the CK stun. We need some more decimal points. You know, it's 0. What? You know, is it 0.0? I don't think so.
I know this game is pretty much over if you want to call it. Jab's been 8th lens, which is very interesting. I don't know if he would usually go for this, but do a little bit longer range, a lot longer range, press the attack as well now.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Like, it definitely, you know, when Legion was played as a OG playing 5-position Legion, it was always the Aether lens. It's just crazy the cast range on Duel, like tripling the cast range or something.
What's your thought on Wraith Pack? Because Genuel has even picked this one up. All right, Raven. They're going to look to pounce. Shanks is nearby. The relocate not fast enough. He's got a buyback. He can't even utilize this as Tino has got no backup. Trying to get rid of the refraction. Still, Raven has the possibility to pop the BKB and just almost 2-hit Bob. Yule is only protecting him from a short duration as Palos committed to the fight. As Raven continuing to pounce further and further. Fnatic. Now it's up to them just to pillage more, and well, in fact, they won't even get that chance as Execration tap out. And Parker, I predicted a game 3. I was asking for that, and it looks like we do get it in the end.
It's happening. Yeah, all of us Execration believers are like, wait, what? This was a very lackluster game from Execration. I think the way that mid lane went early with Leshak getting destroyed in a 1v1 and then, you know, being very unsuccessful with any rotations to side lanes really set the stage for this game going as poorly as it did for Execration and for Fnatic. It's great to see him bounce back because this team has looked kind of shaky the other day, even when they beat OB Neon. You know, dropping a game to Execration, you know, this is Team Fnatic. If they were a top team in SEA, they shouldn't be having issues with Execration, but so far we haven't seen, I think, Fnatic playing their best Dota. But they get the win in this game in very convincing fashion.
And it is, and now it could put the lads on Execration in a bit of an awkward position. We saw the Coddle banned out, which is something that I think Fnatic utilized in the Game 3 victory versus Neon. It was the Coddle Ember, but now you might be forced to potentially ban out the Templar Assassin, maybe snag it for yourselves. Bob can play it really well. A lot is on the line here. You need every series victory you can possibly get. And well, Fnatic, at least they'll force a Game 3 to have that opportunity, and we'll see who's able to take it after the break.